Hey everyone, AngryHoneyBadger here. It is time for another high-rating commentaries, and we have a special treat today. It is Cloud9 versus TSM. This is, of course, the NALCS Spring Split Week 7. This should be a pretty big game. These are the top two teams. Obviously, with me, I do have Ranger. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm excited to see these two go up against each other. Even though TSM does have a sub, it's still going to be an awesome game.
Yes, TSM does have Reggie in mid. He is subbing because Bjergsen is currently back home fixing visa issues. But we'll go ahead and talk about these teams real quick. We got on the blue side, we're going to have Balls in top as Shyvana. We have Kha'Zix in the jungle, Meteos on him. High in mid with Lulu. Sneaky as Caitlyn. Down bottom with Lemonation on Morgana.
And then we have on TSM Dyrus playing that Mundo with those Mundo files going already. We have Odwin on Wukong. And Dyrus got a little, went way too far, and Mitos is doing some pretty good damage. I'm going to send him back.
Yeah, he
Anyway, so we have Reginald on LeBlanc, Wild Turtle on the Lucian, and Thresh being played by Xpecial in that bot lane.
Yes. It should be a good game, though. Yeah, we did just see Dyrus overextend there. And, I mean, most of these Mundas in top have been pushing forward and throwing those briefcases, has been screwing around a lot. And, oh, there's a ward getting taken out immediately. Is this going to, maybe they want to invade on this. We'll see what happens. We got, obviously, Red throwing a ward down. And, no, they're just going to throw a ward down there, too. And, oh, they're blind here. Yeah, Thresh and Lucian going to move out. Good flay coming in
Oh my
from them.
goodness.
A lot of damage coming down on Caitlyn really, really fast. Sneaky will be able to get away, though. But that's a lot of damage and probably might want to take a trip back, but might be able to lifesteal through this with that Doran's Blade and
Yeah,
just get caught back up, but that's a lot of damage.
that's not good because that's going to give TSM level 2 first. They're going to be able to press this lead really, really hard against Caitlyn right now because she's just so low. She can't take any more poke.
Yes. So, yeah, they're going to have to let them push this wave and probably miss out on a little bit of farm. We'll see how this really does affect them because that could be a huge blow. Because usually with Caitlyn, you want to push that lane, and
Yeah.
you usually get it shoved first. But we'll see how this goes. But yeah, that's a weird way to go. I thought they saw them there. Maybe they were thinking they would not engage on them, but that's some damage you don't usually want to pick up. So
Not at all.
we'll have to play just a little bit safer. Just a little bit safer. And other than that, I mean, already catching back up a little bit about
Yeah, it's
Half-Life.
not too
But
bad.
hopefully, though, they can get healed up before a level 2 gank comes in. A lot of damage coming in, though, on Reginald from High. High is going to force. Was that a flash in there?
That was already a flash burn from, like we said, we don't think that he's played against too many Lulus at high caliber, and this could be a huge problem right now for Reginald.
We got Dyrus getting a little aggressive on balls and top, but I think both of these fairly passive laners, they're both just going to kind of be in each other's face while picking up all the farm they can get. We'll see what ganks happen first and where. They might be tempted to go do something now on mid and keep that LeBlanc down, especially since that flash has been used. So Kha'Zix might make his way towards middle lane. We already have Sneaky. He already has caught back up with that health.
Yeah.
So they're going to be okay. And he really didn't miss out on too much farm. He's about even with Lucian. So um, got kind of lucky, I'd say. He did have to burn the pot, but got lucky.
Yeah, it was interesting that they didn't press that more, but I think they're really scared of Meteos right now, who is coming down
Oh my
bottom.
God, he's going to be right on top of Turtle, and yep, Turtle's going to have to dash away immediately. Oh, they're going to snag the Thresh. Damage coming in heavy. Oh, Piltover. Oh, first blood going to Caitlyn with that. Did she flash in standard attack? Yes, she did.
That
So
was just so sloppy out of TSM. Like that ward didn't go down quick enough. They had no vision. Wild Turtle just kind of lazily put the ward, didn't put it in the bush, and Meteos makes him pay. He was already there. That was just completely being lazy on TSM's part.
Oddwin's going to show up into mid lane now, looking for a kill on High. This would definitely help LeBlanc catch back up and kind of
Yeah,
get that early aggression lead that LeBlanc really does need to carry a game. She cannot fall behind. She can't really just rely on farming for the first 15 minutes of the game and then expect her to have one of those amazing bursty games. She has to usually do something, either whether it be in mid lane or in a different lane ganking. She usually needs some kind of kill.
yeah, I feel like LeBlanc needs to win this lane, and Lulu just needs to survive this lane. If Lulu can survive it, awesome. And if LeBlanc doesn't win, just stomp Lulu into the ground, it's going to be really hard for Reginald to continue doing the damage he's going to need to do to the enemy team to make it worth it.
Dyrus already went back to base just now, but he TP'd back in. So his teleport will be down. Not sure that'll be a huge effect unless a super early dragon does occur. But I probably won't see that happen. And it
Yeah,
looks like,
well,
yeah. Hmm.
Kha'Zix can do a pretty early dragon. Once he gets the jungle item, his Q does so much damage. They can do that pretty quick. That was interesting that Dyrus would burn the teleport at about 445.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. There also is, just to be noted, this is before the nerf to Kha'Zix.
Yeah, so
Because they're
his Q
playing
doesn't do
on
as
a
much damage.
yeah, so they're a patch behind, which is always normal. So yeah, he's got tons of damage still for taking all those things, and he still has that increased damage on minions. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, he can definitely go try something if they want. Now he's gonna be sitting down here in this bush. We'll see if he makes a move. There is that ward placed over there, so he probably will just have to back out. I think he's waiting for Lucian to show back up before he tries to make some kind of attempt in here. Um, but we'll
They
have to
know they
see if
got
they
both
do
their
it.
flashes down. So if Morgana hits a Q, Kaza can just go full in no matter what ward coverage they have and get a kill.
Yeah. So we'll
And
see
the
what
lane's
happens.
pushing. So it's
Yeah.
not a good spot for TSM right now.
Yeah, this is them just forcing them to not farm and forcing them out of experience. Really, really good job actually down at bottom. We do have High at level 6 now. He is majorly out farming that LeBlanc, but that's to be expected. Lulu farms incredibly well with all of her abilities, so no big surprise happening there.
Now, but 15 CS is 16 now. It's getting big. Uh, Definitely Odd One needs to go help out Reginald just a little bit. Maybe see if he can burn a flash, make Lulu go back or something, just to give Reginald a little bit more time to farm up.
Yeah, we do have top lane pushing fairly hard, and we do have Wukong on that side of the map. We'll see if that takes anything into consideration. I don't think he is at level 6 yet. No, he's still sitting at 5. So he
Yeah,
can't really dive and spin. So we'll have to see what all he can do. But we do have balls pushed up against this tower. Wukong, I think, nope, he's just going to go back to farm this jungle. Maybe he'll hit 6 after this camp he's
yeah.
working on.
I think he's there to make sure he doesn't get dove because Balls has his ultimate up. There's no way they're going to stop Shyvana from getting away. So maybe they were thinking Kazakh could be up there, but they really need to focus on again getting control of this mid lane. I think this is gonna be the biggest problem. Is High is just out farming and out pushing Reginald so much that it's gonna be hard for him to come back into this game at all.
Red team did just get vision on Kha'Zix entering the jungle. He does see a red buff up. They might actually be using that as bait. He is going to kind of get caught over here by Wukong. He's going to jump out, and I don't think Reggie's going to be... Yeah, he's just going to have to go back to mid lane while Lulu pushes that forward. But could have caught out the Kha'Zix. We do have Shyvana now moving in from top lane to see if they can secure this red. And I don't know if red team will be able to respond to this. TSM probably going to have to let that go. Yeah, in fact, Wu's just going to leave it alone, and that's going to go over to Kha'Zix.
Yeah, those are two deep wards by Meteos. He spent a lot of money to make sure that red buff was his, which is interesting. It's interesting that he's putting that much pressure on a red buff. I didn't see that happening, and now you have Wukong who's already behind, having to lose his red buff and not get another buff in response to it.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he does to change his plan up for this, because he wanted that, because that would have made him 6. He's still level 5, so he still doesn't have that pressure. He's going to start falling behind a little bit, because he's going to be giving his blue buff over to LeBlanc, who desperately needs it to keep pressure up in this game lane and to farm it well, because as we can see, still behind. And, oh, he is going to level up off of it, though. He will hit 6, so now we do have the odd ones, Wukong now level 6.
Yeah, well, Dyrus is still in trouble. He's really low right now, and Balls is putting some pressure on him.
Yep, he's going to kite him around the turret. There's the dive, and there's the kill the balls.
Yeah, once
He
the ignite goes on to Mundo's ultimate is so inefficient that Dyrus really need to burn that flash a lot earlier to keep away from balls.
And Balls didn't really have to worry about Wukong being up towards the top side because after taking that red buff, he's not going to be hanging out over there. So there was no threat of the Wukong being on that side of the map. And so that was an easy dive for Balls.
That was really smart. Dyrus's teleport's still not up, so he's gonna have a hard time getting back to lane. Balls is pushing it. Balls is gonna have a great lead now. So now you have two lanes that are in trouble. You have High that's bullying Reginald. You have Balls that's bullying Dyrus. They really need a successful gank from Wukong right now. Maybe at the bot lane to just try to get dragon control or something. But TSM really needs to make a play in the near future, or this is gonna just steamroll out of control.
TSM's big thing that's been helping them out this season is the fact that while in lane, they really haven't made any mistakes. And that's been rewarding them with victory after victory, which is why they look so strong. But I'm not saying they're making mistakes here, but C9 is definitely capitalizing on just little advantages that they can take. And
Yeah,
that might just put them far enough ahead that consistency from TSM won't be enough, and that they'll have to actually make a play to take advantage and to actually pull ahead.
exactly. I agree with you. TSM's not making mistakes. They are just not capitalizing or making plays, which Cloud9 is making plays right now.
Virus is going to TP in. It does look like TSM wants this dragon, which they desperately will need. They're down about 2,000 gold.
Oh, this is a free dragon. This is completely free. They saw bot lane went back,
Ooh, Kha'Zix,
and
though. Ooh, no. He's just going to drop the ward. I don't think he's going to do much. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
there's
free
not a whole
dragon.
lot you can do. Yeah, it was a really good play. They saw the back lane went down. Odd one dropped a ward immediately, and Dyrus teleports bottom. So again, Dyrus used to teleport at the right time. We were kind of saying it might have been wrong, but no, it was good. It was right up when they needed it. As soon as it was up, they teleported, took a dragon. Great play on TSM's part. They made a play. That's what we said they needed to
Yeah,
do, and they made it happen.
they just did exactly what they needed. The only thing it's going to affect is lanes will get a farm and top a little bit easier. That turtle take a little damage, but that's expected. Really, that's not going to be too much of a disadvantage. So we'll have to keep an eye on how everything else kind of pans out. But they did need that. That does catch them up a little bit. Early dragons, not tons of gold though. As that dragon scales throughout the game, it'll get better and better. So hopefully TSM will. We'll be able to capitalize on a few more of those. Ooh, almost a good hook there, but obviously we do have the Morgana, which is going to be preventing pretty much any of those hooks with that spell shield. So that was a very strong pick by Lemonation to pick that up against that Thresh.
Yeah, it was a really good pick. I want to say that Cloud9 is ahead on CS by about 20 in every lane. And
Okay.
that is just so much gold that all three lanes are winning. Now they're going to take this tower. They're 2.5k gold ahead, 2.3k gold ahead at 11 minutes. That is a huge thing to overcome for TSM right now.
Yes, it is. Another thing I want to mention, you were saying it about the farm. It is getting a lot bigger actually. That ADC one is a lot
Oh,
bigger than I thought it would be. But another thing, just I noticed, and I don't know how much of a big deal you think it is, but we have a LeBlanc with her boots and two thorns rings. And if you don't get
yeah.
DFG in the next 5 minutes, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, I think that if he doesn't get at least that needlessly large rod before 15 minutes, he will not be able to do the damage he needs to burst through Lulu. Lulu's ultimate shield are going to be enough to stop pretty much all LeBlanc's damage, and that is just something that is not what you want out of a LeBlanc pick.
Well, LeBlanc just got home guard, and Polymorph.
Interesting.
Oh, big fight coming in mid. Big spin though coming in from Kha'Zix. So we get locked down. No, he will not. We did have LeBlanc sneaking in, but Sneaky will not fall to LeBlanc because just there's no damage there to knock him down. So good aggression from both sides, but nothing to result from either team. We'll
Yeah,
see what that causes.
it was a really good hook, but then again, you have the Lulu, the Morgana shield, and there was just not enough that TSM could do that could stop Sneaky. I mean, you got the ADC, did everything you wanted to do, but nothing came out of it.
High taking a lot of damage, but they're going to return some. This tower is getting really low too, so this next wave you could see maybe 2 attacks on that tower. I don't want to say an engagement then, but that leaves that protection not there for TSM, and they'll have to either retreat or go all in.
Well, I think Wild Turtle still has his ultimate up, so he can at least clear one wave and take some pressure off of the mid lane if absolutely necessary, which is a great thing to do with Lucian. But looks like Cloud9 went back.
Yeah, Cloud9 did go back. I don't. They're going to give up a mid turret. I don't think Morgana can really hold this by
Now
herself.
her ult's down.
Oh no, there's a good snag though. So drop in a little bit of damage on Illusion, but no, no, she'll be able to hold. That tower was still full, so those three champions won't be able to take it fast enough.
Yeah, and now we're looking at a 2.7k gold lead. This tower's going to go down. It's going to put it up to 3k when High pushes this over, and that's just again TSM's looking for something. I don't think they can catch anyone though. It's too late. Morgana and Lulu's shields are just too big for them to actually get a catch or a snare. And Meteos is still pressuring buffs, which is just kind of insult to
Yeah,
injury right now
that's
on
another
Odd One.
blue buff away from LeBlanc, who could use it, and that's mid turret going down. That's the first 3 towers going to Cloud9. No towers for TSM right now. So definitely the map is, as we can see, Ball's taking just jungle without having to worry about anything. The map is definitely in control of Cloud9. So TSM, I don't. They're gonna need to put something together here and turn something around because right now they're looking like they're falling backwards on all things, and it looks like the next dragon would probably be a no contest and just go straight over to Cloud9 because they really can extend out. That would just be too risky of a play unless they engaged upon them after they started it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Cloud9 has had all three towers in all the lanes taken. So Dragon comes up in a minute and a half. All the lanes will be pushed, and they will probably just secure this really easily with Meteos, maybe even soloing it by himself. There's not really a threat that TSM can push on them. They're really hoping right now that Reginald does get big enough that he did get the Codex, so he's what a third of the way to DFG. Maybe he can jump in, catch someone, and then Wukong can actually do the damage. But I think Cloud9 expected Odd One to go Wukong, and they just picked something that he can't engage. He can't do anything really as the jungle Wukong right now to help his team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too. We'll see if TSM rotates to this dragon or if Cloud9 does. But basically, I think they'll leave balls in top lane if I had to take a stab in the dark, and we would
Oh, look
maybe
at
see.
that poke! That's just free poke after Morgana hit the Q.
We have the ultimate coming in, though, from Wukong. He's not really catching up to the rest of the team, though. We do have Dyrus coming in behind with the teleport. They are forcing High out. This was actually a good turn for TSM. But Reginald actually going to pick up the kill on Lulu. And it looks like the rest of them have to come behind. Although we do have balls showing up from behind from top lane. They are going to go after the fake Wukong. So Wukong's going to just barely get away with 300 health. Reddy's going to make his way out, too. And we also have Thresh. Ooh, good grab there by Morgana. But Caitlyn's going to get caught now. She will fall.
That
And
was an amazing job right
yeah.
there to catch on to Sneaky. Wild Turtle got caught, and they all thought they could engage on Wild Turtle. X Special lanterns him out, and then turns immediately onto Sneaky and catches him for having his hand in the cookie jar.
Oh, Reginald going big there, but all
Oh,
not carrying at all. Since he does have that Blade of the Ruined King, he used the proc on that and did pick up the kill.
yeah. As soon as Reginald went in, he just borked and auto attacked, and that was so much damage. Dragon comes up in 10 seconds. Meteos is at half life.
We can take a look, though, at what happened in this fight. Hyde does get caught out all alone on the side. He takes Lucian out. LeBlanc's on him. That's just way too much damage. He is going to fall, and he does. Over in the other side, though, Dyrus did come in, and he forced the rest of the team away from High. And now it looks like TSM's going to make a play for this Dragon, although Meteos comes in, and he does get the smite on
Oh,
it and steals it. We also do have him caking up a kill on Wukong.
yeah. Those were the shields right there. The shields were able to keep Meteos alive enough to get a kill, and now they're going to turn this into maybe three, no,
Nope.
2 kills and the Dragon steal. So great play on Meteos. It's so hard to outsmite like a Kha'Zix or a Lee because they have execute damage plus the smite. So that was really risky from TSM, and I think they should have zoned it just a little bit more to make sure they kept Kha'Zix away from that Dragon.
We did see a pretty terrible ultimate, though, by Balls there. But
Yeah.
it was pretty bad, but
He got juked. He got juked. That was Dyrus did the pump fake, and it was just too much for him. So well done, Dyrus, to juke out the Balls ultimate.
yeah, it was a good one. But it still would have been pretty tough to kill Dyrus because he did have sadism going. So
I wish
just
we could do another replay on that team fight. If you look, Cloud9 was all in the middle lane, and High went off to the right. So TSM was able to single him out because High had no backup. He was too far away from his team. If he would have ran back through the middle of the lane, his team would have been able to help. Peel would have gotten a Morgana shield, maybe a Lulu shield. Oh, he's Lulu. I'm sorry. He could have gotten a Morgana shield, a trap, some sort of pressure. But instead, he was too far off to the side, and TSM was able to just engage and get a kill while Dyrus distracted them.
yeah,
So interesting. I don't know why High went that way, but that's what happens. Stick with your team, push together, retreat together.
very, very true. We'll have to see what the next objective happens to be. We'll see if these lanes can just get pushed or if we see some rotating happening and maybe some ganks. Not surprisingly, but a little surprisingly, TSM actually does have a handful of wards out in the middle of the map, which I wouldn't say are too far out there, but we'll see if that gives them enough vision to turn something. They're all hanging out towards this that mid lane. They actually want to collapse right now on mid towards because they see Morgana and that Kha'Zix and Lulu all hanging out together, and they know Caitlyn was bot. They could just see her, and Shyvana had been hanging out in top lane. She'll come down through river, and they'll have vision on that too. So we'll have to see if we get more lanes pushed because we got no dragon for another few minutes, and Baron right now is a little early against each other, so I don't think we'll see that play.
No, I don't think we'll see a Baron. I'm really still concerned. TSM has no completed items for LeBlanc still, and that's just you're missing your AP damage right now. So they need to kind of survive a little bit longer. Maybe Reginald can get his DFG going, and they can get a pick off on someone. But the longer they wait, the more and more they're going to get towards getting magic resist and able to outlast LeBlanc's burst.
Yep, they just noticed Mundo in top lane, so they all rotated over to bottom, and they want to put some pressure onto this bottom turret. They're going to be able to do so. They won't be able to take it, but that's still a lot. It's going to force Dyrus out of top lane. He does not have the teleport up. He had to just recall back to base and head down this way. So they're going to protect the top lane by forcing Mundo to back away from it.
Yeah, and TSM doesn't really have a lot of wave clear. You have LeBlanc's W, and you have Lucian's Q. That is all the wave clear they have right now. So Cloud9 can really sit here and just poke with Kha'Zix, Lulu, Caitlyn, Morgana. These are amazing poking champions. This is what Cloud9 wants. They want to force TSM to not be able to split push and just continually poke them down and take this tower.
While this happens too, in no way does this help TSM catch up in gold either.
Yeah,
They're
there's
losing
nothing.
farm in other lanes, and C9's ahead. They know that they're not getting farm really either, but they're not falling behind. They're maintaining their advantage.
Exactly. And they're going to get this tower, and that's their farm, basically. That TSM missing out. Sneaky and High just hit the tower down. That's a tower. They'll pull back, go get the farms, push, and repeat. They're probably gonna hit top next, to be honest with you, and they're just gonna keep rinse and repeat. Just this pressure they're keeping on TSM, not allowing them to even push a tower right now. It's a great control right now with Cloud9. It looks kind of less exciting, but it's just properly always being in position, pushing with the team, and peeling with your team.
They
It's something that TSM can't do.
and they know they don't want to get caught out and split. They had it happen to them just once, and it didn't go as terrible as it really could have. And they don't want to get caught out again like that. And so what they might do is stick together a little bit better, or catch out
Darius
people
pops
when
the
they
ultimate.
can. There's the ultimate coming down. He will get locked down. Caitlyn is going to have enough damage. Morgana picks up the kill.
Yeah.
So you have a dead Mundo now, and TSM now down. Their front line. The
Yeah.
front line is gone.
And he really thought he could get out of that no matter what. But again, Morgana's ultimate leashed was the slow and then the stun. Then he lands a Q, and you're not going anywhere for about 4 seconds. And that's enough time for Caitlyn a fed Caitlyn to be able to put enough damage down.
Yes, it is. We do have LeBlanc though now with that needlessly large rod, so we're getting close. But we're at 21 minutes into the game.
Yeah, Medius is going back right now. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe they're getting ready. Dragon's up in a minute, so maybe they're getting prepared. Go back and shop right now. In a minute, Dragon spawns. We're gonna hit Dragon. They're pushing top lane. Maybe Balls can get top, but they're right now just preparing, pushing all the lanes, preparing for Dragon that they can take in 50 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Just taking a look at items real quick. Um, yeah, a little bit more is definitely happening over on Cloud9's side. So, uh, we'll have to see.
Balls is pressuring Dyrus. He knows right now that Dyrus is that if he can force Dyrus to go back, he can take the top tower.
Oh man, he's doing a lot of damage too.
Yeah.
That's a lot for Darius to take. Darius only really has one item right now, and he's gonna have to go back too.
Yeah, and this is going to make it so Balls can take top tower, and then TSM has to decide are they going to defend top tower or take Dragon. So it's a great job for Balls to peel pressure off from TSM.
Now, the one thing I did notice is everybody has all their abilities up and summoners on TSM. So we could see Mundo TP in for this dragon. Both teams are trying to get over there and get their ward coverage. And because they know they want to take this dragon. So both teams are going to rotate for this. Obviously, we'd see the TP from Mundo coming in. And we have Mudios go ahead and starting off this dragon. I don't think TSM... Yep, TSM's just going to pressure mid. So they're going to let Mudios finish this by himself while they go try to just protect mid. And yep, TSM won't be able to do anything and get anything done at all out of that. So no pressure and nothing else. And we just only have Dyrus pushing top now.
Yeah, and maybe Dyrus can take the top tower right now, but Cloud9 is just going to force down middle. Um, they have no answer right now. TSM is out of position. They're not in their base. They have to kind of readjust, and this is going to let them do a little bit of damage to the tower. If they had minions, hopefully minions will show up.
Minions are on their way, but we're going to have Dyrus recalling back now because he doesn't want to burn his TP yet if he doesn't need to. He can just come back this way, and he's going to start running towards now. But this is going to be a lot of damage onto this mid turret, and if they have access into the base, that's half a tower on one minion wave.
And look, Reginald just did a combo on Lulu, and Lulu lost maybe 10% health if we're being polite, and that is just so bad right now for your LeBlanc, who just finished DFG, used it. No, did he use it?
Yeah, it's on cooldown.
Yeah, he just used it, and it just did not do enough damage. So
There's just that. I mean, Lulu's getting far enough ahead too, item wise, and she still needs a trip back. I know that High's sitting on a lot of gold. It's that shield coming in, so that shield's a problem. Now we got some pressure though happening, like TSM.
They're just pinging right now the mid.
Yeah, they wanna pressure it and see if they're going for that Baron. Oh, we're gonna have them rotate and go steal a blue buff too now, and then probably pressure the side lane. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, Reginald's gotten one blue, and Oddman's gotten one blue. That is very frustrating. Everyone knows in solo queue when you don't get a blue how much you're just like, oh, my jungler never gives me blue. Well, no one on TSM has had a blue. They've had two reds and one blue, and it's just it takes its toll after a while. You can't poke, you can't clear, you can't farm, and it's somewhat annoying for anyone to do, no matter what you build. So that's unfortunate. I feel sorry for TSM right now.
Lemonation standing on top of Baron, getting rid of wards. Obviously, you have to display your dominance to Baron by standing on top of him.
You gotta show him what's up.
And that's what's going to happen. Right now, I'm interested to see what happens. We still have just Cloud9 farming up. They do have about what is that, 8,500 gold lead?
Yeah, it's...
Ooh, was that the X special?
Oh, he misses the play.
The flash play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so X Special wanted to make plays happen.
And
and it just did not happen.
Flash Flay did not happen there. Odd
He
one gonna
missed.
get
He missed.
caught. I think yep, he is gonna fall down to Meteos. Meteos and the rest of the team will now push mid, and Mundo fell
That
too
should
in
be
that
game.
fight. Yeah,
That was a Hail Mary right there by TSM.
we
XSL trying to catch Sneaky, and it just didn't it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
it did not. Now, one thing I will say is we'll see them go after this inhib. I think that will. Yep, they're gonna back away now. They are pinging for Baron. Now, one issue with this is Dyrus is up in 6 seconds. He has teleport, and there is a ward up in that top bush. So he's
Yeah,
gonna TP in most likely on this, and I think you're gonna probably well maybe he won't TP in. I think he just run there in time.
I don't
But
think he can. Kazakh's burst, and then you have Shyvana with a Bork. This thing's gonna go down in about 15, 20 seconds. They might as well just take a mid tower.
they wanted to take the mid tower, and they all went towards mid tower, but then they backed off. So now they're gonna just show up late. This is gonna be down right now. Yep, they're gonna just turn around onto TSM, and I don't
There goes the
think.
talisman. Oh, I thought Balls was gonna jump in, but yeah, TSM. Kate's ult just did half of LeBlanc's life. This is something that LeBlanc is just so terrified of. Reginald's just running. Cloud9 does way too much damage. They're way too tanky. They have all the positioning. TSM hasn't pushed the tower.
Let's
It's
look at
just bad.
yeah, let's look at this replay one more time. There's the flash and the flay, which was really not near anyone at all. That looked terrible. And then he just gets caught immediately and killed. And then we also have Mundo on the side of them, just getting blown up immediately too. And so once again, they lose all of that front line.
And Reginald tried to burst Caitlyn and brought Caitlyn to about 60% health. And Reginald got full reign on Caitlyn. All the shields were on High and Morgana. And then Reginald still cannot burst down anyone. This is a huge problem.
He's sitting
Huge
in this
problem.
bush though. It looks like oh, there's two of them. Yep, he's gonna go in on Lulu. Lulu's gonna ult though and immediately knock him back. We do have Wukong using his ultimate coming in. Reginald's gonna try to make a fake play out of here. He is gonna fall though.
Yeah, it's not enough burst. Lulu can just hold her own against LeBlanc right now. A great catch by elimination, keeping X Special into the fight so Metis can catch up, get the kill, get the resets, and go right on to Wild Turtle.
Oh,
Slow a flash, so much damage out of Meteos. The ultimate comes out of Sneaky, and that is what Kha'Zix is just all about. You get those kills, you get the chase, you do so much damage, the resets, and you continue on down the lane.
a lot of people were saying Cloud9 looked really shaky yesterday in their game, and they did, but they are definitely showing today that, I mean, three. Like,
The
how,
Sneakiness got a kill with Static Shiv's bounce. The bounce hit a minion and then hit Mundo. That is ridiculous.
that's insane. But I mean, TSM 3 kills. I mean, that this is their weakest game, and this is the worst they've looked yet. But Cloud9 getting it done and doing everything correctly.
Yeah, it was a good. Again, I won't say TSM made too many mistakes early. Cloud9 just forced things. Balls put the pressure on. High was constantly putting pressure. Meteos bought 2 wards, warded past red buff, and then secured red buff. It was smart play. They knew what they were doing, and they just forced it down TSM's throat.
Yep, TSM continues to struggle when usually playing Cloud9, but Cloud9 getting it done today, and will definitely be the ones who are victorious on the Rift.
We're going to get a gank in top lane. Volibear's going to move in. Oh, but he's going to get slowed by Nasus. Actually, a quick flash. Nasus is going to ultimate. He's going to go ahead and turn his attention to Teemo, but he does get blinded, so the damage not coming in. He's going to have to make a retreat, but he hits a shroom and will die to Teemo.
So well. Oh, poor Heimer. Poor Heimer.